Welcome back. Before we jump in, let's start with a challenge. Scientists have discovered a new atom. They found that it has 9 electrons, but what does that tell us about how the atom behaves? Here's your task. Think about what you already know about atoms. How might these 9 electrons be arranged, and what could that tell us about how this atom interacts with others? Today we'll describe how electrons are arranged in electron shells and identify how many electrons each shell can hold. And we'll use the periodic table to find the number of valence electrons in an element and explain how they affect reactivity. Let's get started. To understand how this newly discovered atom behaves, we first need to understand how electrons are arranged. Electrons don't just float randomly. They stay in specific layers around the nucleus called electron shells. These shells are like paths where electrons move. The first shell is closest to the nucleus, and each new shell is further away from it. Different elements have different numbers of shells. Some, like hydrogen and helium, have just one, while others, like lithium and sodium, have two or three. Some elements, like radium, have as many as 7. Think of electron shells like seats at a concert. The row closest to the stage fills up first, then the next, and so on. Electrons follow the same rule, filling inner shells first before moving outward. How many electrons fit in each shell? The first shell holds up to 2 electrons. The second shell holds up to 8 electrons. The third shell usually holds up to 8 electrons, though some elements can hold more. But all the elements we'll look at today will have 8 or fewer in their third shell. Now think back to our new atom with 9 electrons. Using what you know about electron shells, how should those 9 electrons be arranged? Pause the video and jot down your answer. The first shell fills up with 2 electrons. The remaining 7 move to the second shell, which holds up to 8. With no electrons left, this atom has 2 shells, and its outermost shell holds 7 electrons. The outermost shell is called the valence shell, and the electrons in it are valence electrons. These electrons are important because they determine how an atom behaves. But how do we figure out how many valence electrons an atom has? If we had to count the electrons for all 118 elements, it would take forever. Fortunately, scientists discovered a way to organize elements so that their valence electrons can be found instantly. Let's take a closer look. We discovered that our 9 electron atom has 7 valence electrons. But how can we figure that out instantly without counting each electron? The periodic table gives us the answer. We know that elements are arranged in groups or columns, but do you think there's a connection between groups and how their electrons are arranged? Look at these elements from group 1: hydrogen, lithium, and sodium. What do you notice about their outermost shell? Pause the video and jot down your thoughts. We can see that each of these elements has 1 valence electron. Now let's examine elements from group 2: beryllium, magnesium, and calcium. What do you notice about their outermost shell? Pause the video and jot down your thoughts. Each of these elements has 2 valence electrons. Group 1 elements have 1 valence electron, and group 2 elements have 2 valence electrons. I wonder, does this pattern continue? How might the group number be related to valence electrons? Pause the video and jot down your thoughts. Let's check in on our atom from earlier that had 9 electrons to see if it fits the pattern. This atom is fluorine, which is in group 17 of the periodic table. Do you remember how its electrons are arranged? The first shell holds 2 electrons. The remaining 7 go into the second shell. So how many valence electrons does fluorine have? 7. But wait, this pattern looks different. How can we find valence electrons for other groups? Let's examine groups 13 to 18. What do you notice about their group numbers? How can we use them to find the number of valence electrons? Pause the video and jot down your answer. The pattern is there, but here's the trick. Look at the last digit of the group number. Group 13 has 3 valence electrons. Group 14 has 4 valence electrons. This would mean that group 15 must have 5 valence electrons. Take a moment to complete the table in your guided notes. But what about helium? It's in group 18, so does it also have 8 valence electrons? Not quite. Helium only has 1 shell, and the first shell can only hold 2 electrons. Since helium only has 2 electrons total, its shell is full with just 2 valence electrons, making it an exception. The periodic table lets us find valence electrons instantly. But why does this matter? Valence electrons determine how an element interacts with others. We've solved the mystery of our 9-electron atom, but how do its 7 valence electrons affect its behavior? Imagine you're finishing a puzzle and need one last piece to complete it, but it's missing. You'd probably want to find it right away. Atoms act the same way. If an atom has 6 or 7 valence electrons, it's eager to gain enough to complete its outer shell. Now imagine your puzzle is finished, but you have an extra piece that you don't need. You'd probably want to get rid of it. Atoms also do this. If an atom has 1 or 2 valence electrons, it's eager to give them away to reach a full outer shell. But what if the puzzle is already complete? If an atom has a full outer shell of 8 valence electrons, it doesn't need anything else. This is why valence electrons matter. They determine whether an element gives, takes, or ignores other atoms. In other words, valence electrons control an element's reactivity. Reactivity is how easily an element combines with others to form new substances. Some elements react quickly, others slowly, and some, like noble gases, don't react at all. If an element other than hydrogen or helium has 1 or 2 valence electrons, do you think it's very reactive or not reactive at all? How about an element with 6 or 7 valence electrons? Elements with 1 or 2 valence electrons are highly reactive. They quickly give away electrons to reach a full shell. Elements with 6 or 7 valence electrons are also highly reactive. They take electrons to complete their outer shell. Noble gases, which are elements with 8 valence electrons, are completely stable and don't react because their shells are already full. But what about elements with 3, 4, or 5 valence electrons? They're less reactive because they don't give or take electrons as easily. Instead, they tend to interact differently, which we'll explore in a future lesson. Reactivity isn't the same for every element. Some react easily, some not as easily, and some not at all if their valence shell is full. Today, we learned how electrons are arranged in shells and how to find the number of valence electrons an element has using the periodic table. And we explored how valence electrons determine an element's reactivity. Be sure to complete the additional activities and online practice included with this lesson. Next time, we'll explore molecules and compounds. And remember, apprentice physical scientists, the world is full of mysteries. Stay curious, keep exploring, and unlock the wonders around you. See you next time at the Institute of Physical Phenomena.
Hey, hey.